I'm gonna be surviving 100 days in hardcore Minecraft as the most monstrous member of the Alliance, the Dragon Drillman. Using my abilities to fly and breathe fire, I will fight off numerous skibidi threats while growing into bigger and stronger forms. Will I be able to defeat the nemesis skibidi toilet, or will I be crushed by his unlimited strength? It was time to find out as I spawned into the middle of a massive war. It was day 1 and I was an upgraded Titan Drillman. Standing by my side was my ally and best friend, the Guitar Speaker Man.
The reanimate skibidis are closing in. Show them what we got.
I unleashed my titanic attacks while the Guitar Speaker Man backed me up with his insane guitar skills. The reanimate skibidis fell one after the other to our power until a toilet unlike any other stepped forward.
At last I've found you, Drillman. I'll make sure the prophecy never comes true and kill every last Alliance member, starting with your friend.
The nemesis skibidi toilet used his Omega laser attack on the Guitar Speaker Man, causing him to take massive damage.
Get out of here, you oversized freak.
The Guitar Speaker Man retaliated with his guitar attacks, but the giant toilet wasn't affected by his powers. I tried to back him up with my drill needle attacks, but nothing we did stopped the advances of the enemy. As the nemesis skibidi prepared for the finishing blow, a fiery sensation unlike any other burned through me. Leave him alone! Suddenly, I sprouted wings and grew into an even more monstrous form. I was now a Dragon Drillman with 5 more hearts and new abilities. I leapt in and defended my ally, knocking the nemesis skibidi toilet away.
Looks like things are heating up. Time to show you even more of my power.
The nemesis skibidi unleashed energy, transforming the remaining reanimate skibidi minions into something even stronger. They turned towards us and jumped into battle. We were forced to run for our lives. On day 2, the Guitar Speaker Man and I were being chased through the skies by the pack of empowered reanimate skibidis. We quickly dropped into the city to find cover, but we were soon ambushed by the horde. I tried my best to fend off the toilets with my new dragon powers. However, while I was stuck in battle, a few stragglers went for my weakened friend. Get away from him! I tried my best to fight them off, but there were too many. The toilets then sent in an explosive skibidi to finish off my ally. Look out! I tried to quickly finish off the enemies blocking my path, but the skibidi detonated, doing serious damage to my friend and causing a building to collapse towards him. The Guitar Speaker Man was quickly buried and crushed under the rubble. I swiftly took out the remaining goons and rushed over to the rubble, but it was too late. No, I failed you! Just as I had given up hope, the ground trembled under my feet. The Guitar Speaker Man suddenly emerged to the surface alongside the Chief Drillman. He had been saved!
The prophecy has come true! There is much that I need to show you.
Before we could talk more, the reanimate skibidi backup arrived in the distance.
We can't stay here. Hurry and follow me while you still can.
We then ran from the area to escape the incoming horde, but I could have sworn I spotted something interesting earlier. Watch back at 0.25 speed to see if you can spot it. On day 3, the 3 of us arrived at an ancient area that once belonged to the Drillmen. Standing before me was an impressive looking platform. What is this place?
It's where you will learn about your destiny. Step onto the platform.
I listened to the chief and stepped forward, and suddenly a red ritual circle appeared beneath my feet. Once activated, I was sent into a vision.
For generations, stories have been told that the most horrific skibidi of all of them, the nemesis skibidi toilet, would one day rise and eliminate the Alliance. However, one Titan will rise above the others as the Dragon Drillman, the only one capable of stopping the nemesis skibidi's evil reign. Once the Dragon Drillman awakes, he must travel the world and find all 6 dragonic pillars. Only then will he reach his full power and stop the nemesis skibidi toilet once and for all.
I'm willing to do anything to help the Alliance. Suddenly, the ground trembled and the drill monument exploded into pieces. I looked up and realized a large brain skibidi was now flying overhead.
You're coming with me, Dragon!
The toilet fired an energy projectile towards me, but luckily, the Guitar Speaker Man was able to protect me with his music. The chief then ran to drill open a cavern into a nearby hill for me to run through.
Follow the cavern and get out of here. You must find the Titan Clockman and go to your first trial.
As my allies fended off the brain skibidi in the sky above the monument, I quickly ran underground. On days 4 through 7, I escaped through the other side of the tunnel and found myself in a new area. There, I found the Titan Clockman standing completely still. Titan Clockman, I need your help finding the first draconic pillar. I walked around to face the Titan, but he didn't move an inch. I could tell something was wrong. Titan Clockman? Yoo-hoo! You alright? Just then, a large Clockman ambushed me from behind.
Leave my leader alone!
The Clock used his Clock Beam attacks on me to try and take me down. I didn't want to hurt my own ally and tried to plead with him. Wait, this is a misunderstanding. I'm on your side. The Clock refused to stop, forcing my hand. I let out a ferocious roar that stopped him in his tracks. Enough! What happened to the Titan?
A magnet skibidi toilet put him into a sleep stasis. The only way to wake him up is by getting the cosmic gear at the peak of the golden clock tower.
Well, I've got wings. Leave it to me. I took to the skies and spotted the golden clock tower as well as the cosmic gear I was seeking sitting at the top of it. I swooped in to retrieve the cosmic gear, but before I was able to reach it, a magnet skibidi toilet intervened.
You're not waking up that clock, man! Die!
The toilet activated his magnets and attacked. On days 8 through 10, I was locked in combat with the magnet skibidi. Armed with my draconic powers, I fought back against the toilet with all of my might. However, he was able to use his strength to keep me just out of reach of the cosmic gear.
You're proving to be a real pain. I'm going to stop you in your tracks!
The toilet unleashed a magnetic shockwave, sending me into a stasis like the Titan Clockman. I could feel my consciousness slipping, but the blaring sound of an electric guitar brought me back to reality. I turned and realized the guitar speaker man had arrived to help me.
Let's get rid of this guy together.
Together, the two of us jumped back into battle and took on the magnet skibidi. Between my dragon powers and his guitar skills, the toilet didn't stand a chance. We struck him down and killed him for good. I swiftly flew back to the top of the tower and claimed the cosmic gear. Now I can wake up the Titan Clockman. Suddenly, an even larger Hydra magnet skibidi rose in front of me.
Not if I kill you first. You'll pay for defeating my little brother.
The skibidi then attacked me with great force, knocking off the tower and down towards the guitar speaker man. I knew we couldn't win in our current state, so we quickly flew away and hid behind a nearby motel.
Come out, wherever you are.
Looks like they sent backup. Let's hurry and wake up the Titan Clockman before it's too late. The guitar speaker man and I escaped the area while the toilet continued to search for us. On days 11 through 14, the guitar speaker man and I returned to the Titan Clockman and used our newly found cosmic gear on him. It did just the trick, snapping him out of his stasis.
What the? Are my eyes deceiving me? Are you really the Dragon Drillman?
That's right. The chief sent me to find the first draconic pillar.
Take this and hurry. Those toilets are probably already searching for it.
The Titan handed me a map and I set off with the guitar speaker man to search for the first pillar. The two of us arrived at a cliff, where I spotted a sign on the ground next to us. The first draconic trial lies ahead. Continue onward to test your might. We're almost there.
Too bad you'll never make it.
Out of nowhere, the Hydra magnet skibidi from before attacked us. We tried to fight back, but he was still too powerful for us to defeat. At this rate, we were gonna be defeated.
I'm sorry for what I'm about to do.
The guitar speaker man strummed his instrument, causing the skibidi's jetpack to malfunction. The skibidi fell to his doom, but in doing so, the ground trembled and collapsed under our feet. I was able to save myself with my wings, but the guitar speaker man plummeted down the cliffside. Speaker man, no! I swooped down after my friend, hoping I wasn't too late. On days 15 through 17, I landed at the bottom of the cliff. The fall had killed the skibidi toilet, but also left the guitar speaker man gravely wounded. Are you okay?
I'm not going to make it. Please, find the rest of the pillars and defeat the nemesis skibidi. You're our only hope.
I watched helplessly as the guitar speaker man gave in to his wounds. I promise, I'm gonna make sure your death isn't in vain. I was now more determined than ever to make the nemesis skibidi pay for his crimes. I looked up and spotted another skibidi toilet flying overhead. Looks like he's trying to find the first pillar before me. I better keep moving. Thank you for all your help, speaker man. I won't let your death be in vain. I then took to the skies, and it wasn't long before I spotted the first of the draconic pillars along with an aerial obstacle course full of dangerous hazards. The skibidi toilet I had followed was already flying through it.
Get lost. This power is mine. I'll complete the trial before you even get the chance.
The toilet then fired a projectile and made contact with one of the floating mines, causing it to explode. Looks like I have to make it through this deadly course before I can upgrade. I gotta be careful. The skibidi flew off to make his way through the course, and I quickly followed behind him. On days 18 through 21, I was racing through the first draconic trial to complete it before before the jetpack skibidi could. Although my wings were still new to me, I was able to navigate the deadly obstacles around me. I was making good time until the skibidi toilet continued to shoot at me from ahead.
Take this.
One of his projectiles once again landed onto a nearby mine, blowing it up and sending me off course.
That'll slow him down.
Luckily, I was able to survive the blast and quickly caught up to the skibidi toilet. Out of my way! I used my slash attack to blast the skibidi toilet out of the sky and pulled ahead into the lead. Before the skibidi had time to recover, I flew forward at high speed, reaching the end of the course. I had completed the trial. With the course complete, I flew over to the draconic pillar. It then activated and sent a wave of energy through my body as I transformed into an even more powerful dragon. I now had 5 more hearts and new abilities. The skibidi toilet tried to come back and kill me, but thanks to my new Dragon Drillman powers, I was able to set him ablaze and take him out. Whoa, if this is just the power I got from one pillar, I wonder how much stronger I'll be after 5 more. Just then, I spotted a map the toilet had dropped and flew down to pick it up. A treasure map? This could be a clue to the next draconic pillar. I better check it out. Without a moment to waste, I began to fly towards my next destination. On days 22 to 25, I landed in an area full of tank toilets. I quickly ran out of sight, keeping my distance so as to not get spotted. What are they up to?
All right, men, we've secured one of the 3 dragon artifacts. To get to the draconic pillar, it's time to start hunting for the last 2. Whatever you do, don't let the Dragon Drillman get his claws on them.
Dragon artifacts, huh? I can't let those toilets get to them first. The tank toilets dispersed, and I tailed behind the leader as he moved. After a bit of following, he led me to the back of a stronghold, where I spotted the first dragon artifact that they had secured. Time to take matters into my own hands. I ambushed the tank toilet, unleashing my new powers onto him and finishing him off quickly. With the toilet taken care of, I was able to claim the artifact for myself. 1 down, 2 more to go. Beside where the artifact had been, I spotted a map titled Pawn Shop. Hoping that this map would lead to the next artifact, I picked it up and set off towards the marked location. On days 26 to 28, I made it to the pawn shop. Inside were a bunch of different objects and antiques from all over the world being sold for insane prices. An auction was being held and people were making bids, but to my surprise, they were bidding on the dragon artifact I was looking for.
Can I get a starting bid?
5 emeralds.
10 emeralds!
How cute. 10,000 diamonds.
I can't afford to beat that! I thought all hope was lost, when suddenly a group of skibidi toilets invaded the pawn shop.
This is a robbery. Give us the dragon artifact.
My word. Get these foul toilets out of here.
Shut your mouth, rich boy.
He fired a gun, killing the rich cameraman. Leave these people alone! I intervened, unleashing my fire breath attacks onto the robbers. They fought back with their gunfire, but my crushing dragon strength was enough to keep them at bay. Eventually, I struck all of them down.
We're saved. I think it's clear who deserves this artifact. Here you go, mister.
The cameraman handed the second dragon artifact to me. This meant that there was only 1 more to go. Just then, a worried TV mother ran up to me.
Mr. Dragon, I need your help. I can't find my son.
Leave it to me. I'll find him in no time. I took to the skies, determined to reunite her with her son. On days 29 to 32, I flew overhead, scanning the area below me thoroughly as I did. Eventually, I spotted a little TV kid playing with something. I swooped down and realized the kid was playing with the final dragon artifact that I was seeking. Hey, your mom asked me to find you. Can you come back with me?
Only if you can catch me. Let's do it!
The TV kid tagged me before quickly running away. Wait! I chased after him. This kid was quick, and keeping up with him was a challenge. As I pursued him, I noticed that he stepped over a pressure plate. The ground collapsed under me as a result, but I was able to fly out of the hole using my wings. Uh-oh, this place is full of traps! I tried to catch up to the kid to warn him about the traps, but he continued to run and crossed a bridge. I gave chase as he accidentally set off another trap, destroying part of the bridge and causing me to fall into the water below. Kid, slow down! You're gonna get us both killed! As I crossed the bridge to the other side, the TV kid ran into a cave system. I've got you now! I followed him through the cave entrance, hoping to catch him inside. On days 33 to 35, I dropped down into the cave. But upon making my way deeper inside, I found a door standing before me along with 3 empty pedestals. What is this place?
It's where I found the shiny thing.
He placed the dragon artifact on the pedestal, and this gave me an idea. I placed the remaining 2 artifacts on the pedestal, and the whole room began to tremble. This must be the location of the next pillar. The door opened, and I found the next draconic pillar waiting for me on the other side. I stepped in front of it, and a wave of energy flowed through my body, causing me to gain 5 more hearts and new powers. Whoa! Thanks, kid! I ran through a cave that led me back outside as I heard the TV kid screaming. I found him being kidnapped by a hydro skibidi. Get back here! The kidnapper ran off and I pursued him, determined to save the kid. On days 36 to 39, I tailed the skibidi who had kidnapped the TV kid. I eventually chased them to a facility. They entered through the doors of the facility and I followed after. But as I entered, the doors slammed shut behind me. It was a trap. I looked through a window to see the hydro skibidi and his captive in a separate room.
You actually fell for it. If we can't kill you with brute force, then we'll just have to try a different method.
He activated a machine, filling the room I was in with poison gas. My health began to drop rapidly.
So long, Dragon Drillman.
He left with the TV kid, leaving me to die. I can't let him hurt that boy! I have to get out of here! I tried to break through the glass of the window, but it was no use. All the while, the machine pumped more and more poison into the room. As long as that machine keeps pumping gas, I'm done for! Just then, I got an idea and decided to use my fire breathing to heat up the machine, causing it to overload. This caused the machine to stop working and for the gas to stop pumping into the room. Yes! Suddenly, the machine exploded, detonating a hole in the room for me to escape through. It also consumed the entire building in flames. I knew I had to get out of there quickly, so I ran away as fast as I could. On days 40 through 43, I ran through the flaming building as the fire continued to spread around me. I stopped, looked around, and then spotted an exit ahead of me. But when I got to it, I realized that it was sealed shut. Just then, I narrowly avoided being crushed by rubble. I needed to find another way out, so I ran off in search of another escape route only to be met with another locked door. I can't die here! Too many lives are on the line! Just then, I thought I spotted something interesting. Watch the video back at 0.25 speed and see if you can spot it. Just as I thought I was getting close to a way out, the hydro skibidi from before appeared out of nowhere and landed a water jet attack on me.
You did this! If you won't die by poison, then you'll die by force!
He engaged me in combat, but the building was on the verge of coming down and I didn't have time to waste on him. I ran away and he gave chase. I managed to evade him until I was cornered at a pit of lava.
Nowhere to run now!
The hydro skibidi hit me with a water jet attack, sending me over the edge towards the lava below. On days 44 through 46, I plunged into the lava, but to my surprise, I wasn't burned to death. I'm alive? Dragon Drillman must have fire resistance.
Just die already!
The hydro skibidi shot more water jet attacks at me from above, but I dove into the lava to avoid it. I re-emerged at a different part of the lava pit and found myself in another room. There, the TV kid was being held captive in a cage.
Mr. Dragon, you found me!
I'd never leave you behind. Now let's get out of here. Suddenly, the hydro skibidi broke into the room.
You won't escape me!
The hydro skibidi attacked me and I tried to fight back, but it wouldn't go down. I couldn't beat it without upgrading myself. If only I could get to the next draconic pillar.
Pillar? Uh-oh. Whatever you do, don't turn around, you hear me?
Huh? I turned around and saw that the next pillar was right in the room we were in. Nice! That's just what I need!
No, stop!
I sprinted for the next draconic pillar, but the hydro skibidi was hot on my tail. On days 47 through 50, I sprinted and made it to the next pillar. A bright light shot out of it, and as a result, I gained 5 more hearts and new powers. Sweet! Now time to save the TV kid! I sprinted for the cage, but before I could reach it, the hydro skibidi struck me with a surprise attack, knocking me back into the lava. The hydro skibidi used his water attacks to turn the top layer of lava into obsidian, trapping me beneath it.
Mr. Dragon, no!
Just then, I fired my new devastating laser powers up from beneath the lava, destroying the obsidian. I jumped up from the lava and landed before the hydro skibidi.
What are you?
The toilet tried to run, but I used my new laser powers to destroy him for good. A dragon who hates bullies. I went back to the cage and freed the TV kid from his confines.
Thanks for saving me, mister.
All in a day's work. Now let's get you back to your mother. Together, we escaped the facility before any backups could arrive. On days 51 through 54, I returned to the TV mom and reunited her with her son.
My baby! Oh, thank goodness you're all right. Are you okay, son?
Yeah, Mom. That dragon guy saved me from the bad guys.
Thank you for bringing it back to me, Titan. I could never repay you fully, but maybe this could be a start.
She handed me a map. When I picked it up, I saw that it was titled City of Dragons. What is this?
It's something I forgot I had, but figured it might be useful to you since it's dragon related. Maybe there's a connection there. Like I said, it's not much compared to what you've done for me.
Trust me, this is more than I could have asked for. I'll look into it. Thank you.
Good luck doing your hero stuff, mister.
I bid farewell to the reunited family and took to the skies. I used the map to navigate through the air until I arrived at a clearing. I landed and took a look around. That's strange. There's nothing around here. I scoured the area for anything that looked out of place. In the process of searching, I accidentally stepped onto a strangely colored rock. The rock pressed in like a button, causing the ground to tremble. Before I could grasp what was happening, a portal suddenly ripped open in front of me. Whoa, you don't see that every day. Almost every day, but not every day. I passed through the portal to investigate further. On days 55 through 57, I arrived on the other side of the portal and found myself in a different realm. I was standing outside of an ancient city. I made my way inside and saw that it had dragon imagery all over it, but it looked like it was completely devoid of life. Hello? Is anyone here? I wandered the area in search of anyone who could tell me more about this place, but I couldn't find a soul. I really am the last dragon. I began to feel defeated when I suddenly spotted a strange pedestal nearby. It was radiating power, and something about it was drawing me towards it. I approached the pedestal and couldn't help but touch it. When I did, it sent me into a vision. The vision was unlike anything I had ever seen, showing me flashes of a monstrous creature. I then saw it being defeated and dropping some kind of mysterious hide. Before I could make sense of what I was seeing, I returned back to reality. This must be how I get to the next pillar. I have to find that beast, get its hide, and offer it to the City of Dragons. I flew into the air, scanning my surroundings and spotting a trail of footprints below. Looks like the beast hasn't gone too far. I'll track it down in no time. I followed the trail of footprints, hoping the beast would be at the end of it. On days 58 to 61, I tracked the footprints until they led me to the mouth of a giant cave. The beast must be inside. Maybe there's a way I can lure it out and surprise it. Before I could think of anything, the horrifying monster emerged from its lair and looked down upon me. I guess not! Ah! The beast lunged at me, and I managed to dodge its initial attack. I knew that this fight would be a beast versus beast battle and that I had to bring everything I could. The monster used its axe attacks on me to try and wear me down. I, however, was able to use my flame breath and bite attacks to stagger the beast, halting its attack momentarily. I could tell that it was a little stronger than me, but I was not about to back down. I used my ability to fly, dodging his attacks and gaining an aerial advantage over the monster. I came down from above, landing a stomp attack on the beast and striking it down. It dropped its hide upon its death, and I obtained it. Time to take this back to the altar. Just then, I heard an explosion coming from the city. Whatever it was, I couldn't ignore it, and so I hurried back towards the city to see what was happening. On days 62 to 64, I returned to the city and found that it was being overrun by reanimant skibidis. No, the toilets found their way here. I needed to upgrade if I were to stand a chance in fighting off this invasion. I ran towards the pedestal, but when it was just within my reach, the nemesis skibidi landed a hit on me, stopping me from proceeding.
My, haven't you been busy?
Get out of my way!
No chance. The more draconic pillars you locate, the more of a nuisance you become.
He attacked me, forcing me further from the pedestal and doing big damage in the process. I fought back with my fire breath attacks, but they weren't enough to turn the fight around. He was the most powerful foe I had faced so far, and I couldn't take him in a one-on-one.
Quit struggling and die already.
He came at me at high speed. I waited for the last possible moment and surprised him as I took to the skies, evading him and flying over to the pedestal. I placed the hide upon it, causing the next draconic pillar to reveal itself. Once it was fully formed, its energy flowed through me once again, and I gained 5 more hearts and new powers. Let's see how you do against me now. I unleashed my new abilities onto the nemesis skibidi, causing an explosion against him. But when the dust settled, he was still standing.
I actually felt that. That won't do.
He struck me with another blow, launching me back. I knew at that moment that I had no choice but to flee and re-strategize, so I ran away. As I ran, I looked back over my shoulder, watching as what little remained of my history went up in flames. It hurt to see, but I pushed myself to proceed and escape back through the portal. On days 65 through 67, I returned back to the normal realm with sadness in my heart. First the guitar speaker man, and now the ancient dragon civilization. I couldn't protect either of them, and now I'll never know anything about my ancestry. I was beginning to question if I was even worthy of being the Dragon Drillman. I was considering giving up, when I suddenly saw the TV mom and her son I helped a few days ago approaching me.
I thought it was you. It's so good to see you again. I can't thank you enough for helping my son. Won't you come over for dinner?
You want me to have dinner with you two?
Yeah, anything for a hero like you.
Well, who am I to turn down such a kind offer? After a bit of traveling, they led me to their family home. I don't think I'll fit in there.
Don't worry, Uncle let me borrow his shrink ray.
The TV kid then pulled out a ray gun and blasted me with it, causing me to shrink down to a smaller size. Whoa! Where'd your uncle get that thing?
He used to be an Alliance scientist. He's retired now, though. Come on, let's go inside.
I then followed them inside and found the rest of the TV family waiting at the dining room table. Their cousin and uncle were joining us for dinner.
Well, if it isn't the Dragon Drillman, we've heard all about you and how you helped my nephew.
You did? I mean, it was no big deal, really.
No big deal. You saved my family. Of course it's a big deal.
Exactly. No need to be humble around us. Consider us your biggest fans.
Fans? Well, that's nice and all, but I don't do this for the glory.
You really don't know how to take a compliment, do you, son? Sit down and let us celebrate you.
I looked down and began eating my dinner. The family were all overjoyed to have me there, and I felt my hope return as we ate. Thank you, all of you. It sounds like you all think the world of me, but truth be told, I've made some mistakes recently.
Don't worry, everyone does.
I know. Being here with you all has made me realize that I can't do everything, but everything I can do makes a difference. And I'm gonna keep giving it my all. The family cheered and toasted to me, filling me with a sense of pride. I was worthy after all. Just then, the TV kid came up to me.
Here, Mr. Drill, I made you this.
He handed me a map that he'd drawn. Something about it seemed important.
I saw another shiny thing there. I think you should check it out.
Shiny thing, huh? Sounds like a lead to the next draconic pillar I'm seeking. Thanks, kid. You're not just a good artist, you're helpful too.
Aw, shucks.
I bid farewell to the TV family and made my way outside. When I did, the shrink effect wore off and I made my way to the marked spot on the TV kid's map. On days 68 to 72, I followed the TV kid's map and eventually arrived at an old abandoned factory. It doesn't look like anyone's touched this place for decades. Let's hope there's more inside. I investigated deeper, entering the factory and looking around. It was barren, and the only thing of interest I was able to find was an extinguished furnace. Let's try getting this thing up and running again. I used my fire breath to light the furnace once more. The lights in the factory turned on and the conveyor belts in the room began moving. I noticed letters that were being manufactured and being carried down one of the belts. Are you in? Run? The ground began trembling violently and I realized something horrifying was coming for me. I ran like the letter suggested, not daring to look back for even a second. I ran outside of the building. I thought I had escaped the threat until something stopped me dead in my tracks. I looked down and realized I had walked straight into a trap made of spider webs. Ugh, get off me! I struggled, but the trembling of the ground was growing more and more violent. I braced myself, knowing my pursuer was closing in. On days 73 to 75, the threat that had been chasing me finally arrived. It was a skibidi dragon slayer.
Well. Looks like I caught up to you, foul dragon. Now, I'm going to slay you and make armor from your bones.
He breathed deeply and shouted words of power, shaking the ground and doing lots of damage. He took another deep breath to shout again, but before he could, I managed to use my fire breath on the webs and break free. It'll take more than that to catch me. I tried to slash him with my drill spike attacks, but he was wearing heavy armor that was allowing him to withstand the blows. He used his shout attacks on me, doing some damage and trying to knock me out of the sky. All I could do was continue to dodge his attacks and had no choice but to flee. He chased after me, but as I fled, I wasn't looking where I was flying and accidentally flew directly into some power lines that zapped me. Ah!
Better watch where you're going, dragon.
The Dragon Slayer continued his approach towards me while I was down for the count.
What's wrong, dragon? Not used to being prey?
He then tossed a trap in my direction, but I quickly dodged it with my Dragon Dash. The cage dropped, but thankfully didn't catch me. You'll have to be faster than that! I then charged and rammed the hunter, causing him to drop one of his cage devices. I snagged it and then tossed it in his direction, forming a cage around him instantly, stopping him in place.
What? No! This was meant for you, not I!
Sorry, pal. Now, if you want to live, I'll need something from you that'll lead me to the next draconic pillar. Got anything useful? The Dragon Slayer caved pretty quickly and tossed over a compass.
That should lead you to the next pillar, just please don't hurt me.
Hit better, or else I'll be back to finish the job. See you later! I then took to the skies and flew in the direction the compass pointed me. On days 76 through 79, the compass eventually led me to the 5th draconic pillar. It was a trial taking place in an area surrounded by giant torches. Those torches could only be lit by a dragon's flame. That must be how I activate the pillar. I flew above the torches and used my fire breath to light each one of them one at a time. All of the torches were lit, but I only had one more to go. Just as I was about to light the last one, the other torches were suddenly extinguished. I looked behind me and saw that a sniper skibidi toilet was flying above me.
You won't complete this trial if I have anything to say about it.
He charged up and fired an eye laser attack, but I dodged out of the way. The heat from the laser burned the air around me as I dodged in every direction, and I could tell that one hit from it would burn my wings off.
Stop moving and die already!
The sniper skibidi dropped down to the lower level and began firing his sniper weapon. I tried to fire back with my dragon laser, but he unleashed another blast from his goggles, causing our beams to clash in midair. Ugh, this guy's tough! I need to think of something quickly. I then noticed he was positioned underneath the bridge, and I got an idea. Take this! I fired an attack past him and hit the bridge instead.
Ha! You missed!
Depends on your point of view. Suddenly, rubble collapsed from the bridge and struck the sniper, killing him for good. I took my chance and went back to the torches, lighting them all and completing the trial. The pillar then activated and I gained 5 hearts and new powers. 5 trials down, only 1 more to go. Just then, I heard something calling for me in the distance. What's that? I better check it out. I flew towards the noise, unsure of what I would find when I reached it. On days 80 through 83, I arrived at a beacon and discovered an ancient dragon relic that had been activated by a Drillman sage.
By the stars, is it really you? The Dragon Drillman has awoken.
That's me. What is this place?
I'm the protector of this relic, from an order of Drillmen sages trusted with guarding relics from the ancient world. I have been watching this relic for 80 years, and never have I seen it react like this.
What's causing it to behave this way?
It must be linked to the final draconic pillar.
That's exactly what I'm looking for. What do I have to do?
Touch the beacon and find out.
I flew up to the beacon and touched it. I was immediately sent into a vision.
The final trial of the Dragon Drillman is to defeat the ultimate warrior. This beast has leveled cities and taken the lives of everyone and everything that dared to cross it. It will prove to be your most difficult challenge yet, but it is the only way to stop the nemesis skibidi.
Having acquired the information I needed, I was sent out of the vision and returned to reality. I got it. I'm up for the challenge.
Excellent. Then the only thing left to do is to find this hidden warrior.
Just then, I heard someone screaming in the distance.
Help!
Oh no! Someone's in trouble! I have to hurry! I flew towards the source of the screaming, determined to save whoever needed saving. On days 84 through 86, I arrived at the source of the screaming to find a little speaker man dressed in knight armor sitting in front of a castle. What's wrong?
I want to save the princess inside, but I'm not strong enough. There's no telling what horrors are behind those walls.
I really wish I could help, but I need to find the ultimate warrior and complete my final trial.
No, please! I can't go home empty-handed. There's more than just the princess in there. There's treasure as well.
Did you say treasure?
That's right, and it's all yours if you can help me.
That treasure could be something that'll give me an edge against the ultimate warrior. Alright, I'll check it out. I entered the castle and made my way through the passages before me. Soon, I was led to the throne room and could see the princess waiting for me. Your Highness, I'm here to rescue you. I began approaching her when I suddenly got a bad feeling. Out of instinct, I dodged to the side and an attack fired past me. There's someone else here. On days 87 to 89, my mysterious opponent turned out to be a skibidi knight who dropped down to confront me.
Begone, you foul
beast. That princess will be mine.
Yeah. I just want the treasure. He rose up towards and attacked me with his blades. I fought back with my dragon attacks, hoping to end the fight quickly. To my surprise, he was a powerful foe, capable of dodging my attacks and holding his own against me with his own abilities. But I was stronger and determined to win. I focused on his movement and picked the right moment to charge in. When I did, I landed a precise laser attack, defeating him once and for all.
Oh, my hero!
I then flew over to the princess to find her unharmed. She jumped down from the throne to swoon at me. Out of my way, lady. I'm not here for you. I walked past her and spotted the treasure chest I'd been told about. I opened the chest, only to discover that there was nothing inside but a golden apple. Aw, man, what a bust. Well, at least it's a useful item.
You stop ignoring me!
Your prince will be here soon. Calm down.
No! Everyone must obey me!
Suddenly, the princess mutated into a horrible monster, one that I've seen before. Oh no, she's the ultimate warrior.
Only the most depraved would reject me! You will suffer for this, Dragon Drillman!
Before I knew it, the ultimate warrior lunged at me. On days 90 to 92, I was thrown out of the castle by the ultimate warrior. She jumped down and I began fighting her to complete my final trial. She swung her massive axe at me, taking massive chunks of health away from me. She was almost as strong as the nemesis Skibidi. I knew I couldn't underestimate her and began to get more defensive, trying to evade what she threw at me and look for an opening. When I saw an opportunity, I struck her with my fire breath attacks, but she was tough enough to take them.
My word is law, and you will be punished for your disobedience!
She sliced through the air with her axe, landing a massive hit. I couldn't take too many more hits like that, but luckily I had just the thing. I took out the golden apple I found and ate it, healing myself up.
Such a cheap trick! If you're a true warrior, then fight fair!
She went in for another axe attack, but with my strength back, I was able to evade her and use a devastating charge attack to knock her off the edge of the castle, sending her plummeting into rocky spikes at the bottom and taking her down once and for all. I guess that apple was helpful after all. Suddenly, I was magically transported out of the area and reappeared in front of the final draconic pillar. It then activated, causing me to gain 5 hearts and new powers. I had finally found all of the draconic pillars. Now I just need to defeat the nemesis Skibidi. Just then, a drillman ran into the area.
Dragon, I'm glad I found you. Our people are under attack and we need your help.
Then there isn't a moment to waste. Let's go. I followed the drillman, making my way towards his base. On days 93 to 95, I arrived back at the drillman base where I found it absolutely ruined. It had been attacked by the skibidi toilets. Leave, now! I ran towards the skibidi toilets that remained and used the powers I had acquired over my journey to wipe them out. Soon, I had managed to completely clear the area. Only one toilet remained.
Do what you want with me. It doesn't matter. The more you fight, the more you guarantee that the nemesis Skibidi will destroy everything you hold dear.
He hasn't faced me with the power of all the draconic pillars. I'll make him regret ever thinking he could get away with this. With a final flame breath attack, I took out the last Skibidi, anger in my heart as I looked upon the destruction that had been caused.
Dragon Drillman, up here!
I looked up and saw the chief drillman calling to me from a nearby rooftop. He had been badly wounded. What happened here?
A horde of toilets, the biggest ones I've ever seen. They stormed the base and did as much damage as they could.
I'm sorry I wasn't here to defend you all.
The nemesis Skibidi was with them. They could have killed us all, but he said he was sparing my life so that I could send you a message. He wants you to surrender or face his wrath.
I can't surrender now. I finally found all 6 draconic pillars and completed the trials.
Then we cannot delay the battle any longer. We have to end this war before more of our people are hurt.
Don't worry, I won't let any of you guys down. It's time for us to prepare for the final battle. On days 96 to 98, my allies and I were working together to help the drillmen rebuild their base and its surrounding buildings. Some of the towers that required reconstructions were too tall for the drillmen, but thanks to my wings, I was able to fly into the air and place blocks where they could not.
Hey, thanks for the help, Dragon Guy.
With some rebuilding done, the drillmen took a break. As they rested and ate some lunch, I continued to rebuild, allowing them to heal up from the recent attack. As I was repairing a building, the chief drillman approached me.
We appreciate your efforts, but no matter how much rebuilding we do, it won't stop the nemesis Skibidi's forces from returning and knocking it all down again.
You can't think like that. We need to stay hopeful.
Easier said than done, my friend. You weren't here. We were hopeless to stop him.
Then it looks like we need to bring the fight to them instead. Everyone, gather round. Everyone gathered atop the buildings, and I prepared to give a speech. I've gathered you all here so we can discuss what comes next. The nemesis Skibidi is about to begin his final attack, but we must fight back.
How are we gonna do that? He tore our forces and base apart.
We can't let that dissuade us. This time, you'll have me. I'm the destined Dragon Drillman who is fated to defeat the nemesis Skibidi. Stand with me, and I promise I will lead you all to victory. Who's with me? There was a heavy pause as I waited to hear from any of the Alliance members to reply. For a moment, it seemed like none of them would follow me into battle.
I am.
I stand with the dragon.
Me too.
The crowd erupted into hopeful cheers as all of the Alliance declared that they would stand with me. Just then, the chief drillman approached me.
I just received word on where the Nemesis's hideout is. It's deep within the Dark Realm, but luckily, I have a spell that will put us right in front of it.
Then it's time to strike while the iron is hot. Let's go, men! The chief drillman took a moment to cast his spell, and soon enough, we were all teleported away. On day 99, I was teleported to the Skibidi base with my allies by my side. We were determined to finally win this war, but when we arrived, the toilets were already waiting to stop us. Everyone, charge! The Alliance members stampeded into battle as the toilets charged forward to meet them. The battlefield soon turned to a war zone as countless soldiers clashed and fought to the death. Thanks to their mastery over the earth, the drillmen were able to take on the toilets on the ground. However, reinforcements flew in from the sky above. They began raining fire upon the drillman soldiers from the air. Oh no, you don't! I flew into the sky and began fending off the aerial threats. They used powerful beams and spike projectiles to try and take me down, but it wasn't enough. I shot my dragon powers at the flying toilets, protecting my men from any further aerial attack. I thought we had made decent headway, but more Skibidi soldiers swarmed from the skies behind us. At this rate, I'll never make it to the nemesis Skibidi.
We'll take it from here. Get inside and end all of this.
Thanks for the assist. Stay strong, soldier. As the chief drillman and the Alliance members held the toilets off, I ran into the nemesis Skibidi's chambers, hopeful to end this war. On day 100, I flew over to the main part of the base and entered a room deep within the chambers. At last, I was face to face with the toilet that started it all, the nemesis Skibidi.
As fate would have it, it seems I can't escape you. It almost saddens me to know that this will be the last time you and I meet.
You really shouldn't be so overconfident. I've changed a lot since we last fought.
Oh, come now. Don't be so dramatic. We both know only one of us is leaving this room.
That's right, and it's gonna be me. I'll complete the prophecy and end this war by stopping you for good.
Then I intend to finally show you my full power!
The nemesis Skibidi fired his arm laser weapon at me, starting our final battle. Every attack he landed on me knocked me around and dealt serious damage, demonstrating his immense power. He launched me back into a wall, stunning me briefly. He closed in to try and deal a killing blow with his fists, but I dodged into the sky. I attacked his blind spot with a laser of my own, trying to whittle down his health so I could go in for a critical strike. Now's my chance! I lunged in for a critical hit, but he managed to hit me before I could, knocking me away from him.
You have gotten stronger.
I told you, and if you know the prophecy, you know that it's your fate to lose to me.
I will prove fate wrong. Die!
He used a barrage of blue laser attacks on me. They were painful, but I endured it and flew into the air, avoiding the rest of the attacks. This is for everyone you've killed. For the guitar speaker man! I dropped down from the air, landing on the nemesis Skibidi and sending him into a nearby wall. I then took the opportunity to strike him down once and for all. I did it! But wait, did you catch all the dragon Easter eggs hidden throughout the video? Go back and rewatch to see if you can find them all, and leave a comment if you did. See ya!